For former Dodgers that could return to LA this winter, LA fans can all agree the Dodgers need an infusion of something. Some might argue against bringing back former players that were also members of past Dodgers teams that fell short in the playoffs, but let's not forget 3 World Series appearances from 2017 to 2020 is still an incredible achievement. Ever since the team's shortened season title, the front office has gradually deconstructed that winner. It started with letting Kike Hernandez and Jock Peterson, 2 bona fide playoff heroes, leave in free agency. Then came the 2021 offseason, when Corey Seager, Joe Kelly and Kenley Jansen all departed without much of a fight. Then came the final batch after 2022, when Cody Bellinger was non-tendered, Justin Turner was hung out to dry in free agency, and no time was spent trying to keep Tree Turner. He was irrelevant to the 2020 roster, but it marked the second time in a calendar year the Dodgers willingly allowed a star shortstop to sign elsewhere. Maybe they went a little too far? Maybe keeping a few of those guys around would have helped maintain their postseason prowess from 2021 to 2023? Even with the NLCS appearance in 2021, it never felt like the Dodgers were winning that year. They unnecessarily battled a fluky 107-win Giants and were exhausted and injured right before they ran into the red-hot Braves. There's obviously no clear-cut solution for the Dodgers to fix what seem to be intangible issues, but maybe welcoming back a few familiar faces/clubhouse stalwarts could be a start. It'd also help improve the team's depth, which has been dreadful for 2 straight years now. Ryu might not have been the most memorable Dodger, but he was here from 2013 to 2019, and finished second in the Cy Young voting, his first All-Star season, before departing in free agency. He might not have had a good playoff track record, but the Dodgers need pitching this offseason, and they're not above acquiring anybody with a working arm and a pulse. Ryu's contract with the Blue Jays was essentially a bust. They got 60 starts out of him across 4 high-priced seasons because of more injury troubles for the left-hander. And what's the Dodgers' favorite kind of player to acquire? A depreciated asset due to injury, underperformance, or increasing age. Ryu checks all 3 boxes. This wouldn't be an integral signing. It'd be more for depth/veteran presence, with Ryu entering his age 37 season and having not pitched more than 169 innings since 2019. Maybe he can recapture a semblance of his form where it all began. We'd have Turner ranked higher here, but the way the Dodgers treated him this offseason could have very well ruined the relationship. Turner's been vocal about how the team left him without a paddle in free agency despite him reiterating that he wanted to return. Andrew Friedman and company ignored it. Turner signed with the Red Sox, and the Dodgers lost a key leader. They might have replaced his production with J.D. Martinez, but losing a franchise icon like Turner and merely replacing his offense does have consequences. Not everybody is a means to an end. The human element reigns supreme more times than not. If the Dodgers reconcile with Turner kind of like how they did with Kike Hernandez at the trade deadline, then perhaps Turner comes back and does a little bit of everything, DH, 3B, 1B, while helping lead a group of young Dodgers that need molding. That might be a long shot, however, because it seems Turner was really put off by what had happened. Similar to Ryu, Maeda wasn't an unforgettable Dodger, but he also wasn't irrelevant by any means. He pitched in 137 games across 4 seasons in LA and registered a 3.87 ERA and 1.15 WHIP before being dealt to the Twins in the aftermath of the Mookie Betts trade. Maeda was a solid performance in the postseason out of the bullpen, too. But at this point in his career, entering his age 36 season, he'd be a pitching depth option for the Dodgers to ping-pong between the rotation and bullpen. After a long layoff from Tommy John surgery, Maeda returned in 2023 to pitch in 21 games, 20 starts, and finished with a 4.23 ERA and 1.17 WHIP. Totally solid. And totally something the Dodgers pitching staff needs. They have a decent amount of these kinds of options in prospect/rookie/inexperienced form, but there comes a point where that isn't tenable. Michael Grove, Gavin Stone, Emmett Sheehan and Ryan Pepiot likely can't be the first line of defense. Maybe 1 or 2 of them can be in that pack, but not all 4. Maeda returning to LA would help preserve the bullpen with multi-inning relief appearances and help assist a tired starting rotation as the grueling 162-game season progresses. The Dodgers have fallen victim to pitching injuries like crazy for 3 years. It's time to get worthwhile insurance. The return of Jocktober. The Dodgers need outfield depth. Another lefty bat won't hurt. A clutch bat is essential. Taking away from the San Francisco Giants should be a major priority, too. Peterson was an all-star in 2022 and injuries held him back in 2023, but he still finished with a respectable .764 OPS and 111 OPS plus in 121 games. His value's been affected by the injuries and worsening defense. But again, the bench/outfield rotation should feature real contributors, not David Peralta. Not a combination of Michael Busch and Miguel Vargas, both of whom have limited experience playing out there. Not Tracy Thompson. You get it. A championship roster is filled with contributors, not random filler because there are bench spots available. Peterson might be closer to an everyday player than a bench option, too, but when's the last time the Dodgers struggled to find playing time for somebody? Even when he wasn't a bona fide starter in LA, he played in 151, 137, 148 and 149 games in 4 of his seasons that weren't affected by injury. The Dodgers don't need premier defenders at every position. What they need is somebody to offer something more than just a body. Peralta, Thompson, Hanser Alberto, Joey Gallo, Austin Barnes, etc. are and were just bodies, outside of short spurts of production. Peterson might not cover a ton of ground, but he produces runs and comes through when you need someone to most. Is he open to coming back? We don't know. But this is an easy first move to get out of the way.